Coming to you live from the Hydra's Cave, this is Optimal Play. I am Brandon, and I am finally getting back to some more Ashes Reborn with the Red Rains solo content. Something that I've been enjoying quite a bit off camera lately, as I've been practically living in this game room with half my house under some remodeling work. So glad to finally get it back on camera too. Also, as of the time I'm recording this, I just saw Weapons, the new horror movie, yesterday. I don't want to spoil anything, but big recommend. Go out, see it. Avoid spoilers. You can watch the trailer. The trailer actually spoils admirably little. My husband works in movie marketing, and he's like, our company would never let us do that. They always make them ruin too much of the plot, which is probably what you think of when you think of trailers. But no, it keeps it on the down low in a way that makes it very fun to see what's going on in that world. Yeah. Can't recommend it enough. So anyway, just had to throw that in there. Let's talk Ashes Reborn. I am going against the Corpse of Viros with the why am I already blanking? It's the Shadow aspect, right? Yes, the Shadow aspect deck. Spoiler, I guess, to myself for what's coming up first there. I think I've played on video just once before on the channel, and it was the Corpse of Viros Fury aspect. And so I'm sort of, I guess, progressing through the Red Rains boxes on camera. I'll move on to another one next and get more content on the channel, I'm sure, because I've been having such a fun time with this. So I'm playing on Heroic level 1, which I haven't done before, but I have beaten Standard level 2, which is very similar. This just tweaks the starting setup and raises the hit points. So I'm hoping that this is achievable. And I am playing as Xander Heartsblood, the Phoenix-born of Valen. He can reincarnate as a side action, exhausting himself and spending just one divine die. Search your discard pile for an ally and place it in your hand. So he has a really ally-dense deck. And in fact, I'm playing mostly the deck that came in the Siege of Lord's Wall Red Rains box that is kind of for any of the divine heroes. But I made a couple changes. You're going to see them right away. Both the changes I made are in my first 5. Summon Shining Hydra, because who doesn't want to play with a giant Hydra whose heads grow as it takes damage? It just seems too fun to pass up on. And the Royal Charm, because as I played this deck, I learned just how critical that divine magic dice power was. And the Royal Charm essentially lets you get a free one each round. So that seemed really valuable. There's just a 1 of the Royal Charm and a couple of the Summon Shining Hydras in the deck. And then I went down to 1 copy of this Summon Shining Stag Mount because it has no focus power, and I was just finding that I never used it more than once in a round. It takes 2 dice to activate to summon its Conjuration, and it has to be placed on top of a ready, like an unexhausted ally. It was all too niche. I did not need more than 1 copy since I could put it in my first 5 every game. So I made those changes. And let's see how it goes. This is not a learn to play. I'll narrate what I'm doing as I go, but there are other better videos for that. And speaking of videos, if you would hit the like button under this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, that's the only way to support Optimal Play. No Patreon or anything, so we'd really appreciate it. It's a playthrough focused channel. It's not usually me by myself. More often, I have friends on and we banter and have a great time drinking beer and playing games together. So I hope that you will check out more of the channel. And with that, okay, got my first 5, and as always, got to start with rolling my dice. Wow, let's get them all into the dice tower, please. Okay. As you can see, I have 1 nature die in here to cast the Summon Shining Hydra spell that I was just talking about. It does need to roll at least its class side, though, so that might need to be meditated. But for now, this looks pretty alright. I'll probably end up meditating to get a couple more power symbols. I always forget the jargon for those power symbols, class symbols, basic symbols, I think. But we'll see how this plays out. I'm going to start. I want to get something down on the board in case shit goes down on the first Chimera turn. So I'm going to play Hand of Spear. Tripped over that a little bit there. It's funny, I've played this deck half a dozen times, but I'm always just saying the names of these cards in my head. I always thought that this was Hand of the Spear, but nope, just Hand of Spear. It's a 2-attack, 1-life ally that says Raise Shield. When this unit comes into play, place a Hand of Shield Conjuration onto your battlefield. Boom. That's a zero attack 2 life with unit guard, so it can block if it comes at me with something I want to avoid. We have that now. And as a side action, the only thing I would really consider doing is putting a Divine Die onto something, but I don't think I'm going to here, so I think I will skip my side action. And let's get those Conjurations out of the way. And I will pass to the Chimera's turn. So we're going to roll its behavior and Rage Die. And we got a 10. Raise 1 basic Rage Die 1 level. Okay. And reveal Glare. The opposing player cannot play action or reaction spells. Well, so that's 2 reasons I can't summon my Hydra. We'll work on that. But that's a great target for my Hand of Spear, which also has Quick Strike. While this unit is attacking, it deals its damage before units in battle with it. So I think, as it's back to my turn, I'm going to start by attacking the Glare with the Hand of Spear. All we have to do is roll and see if the corpse guards. On a 7, it does not. So its 2 damage will defeat the Glare before, and the Glare doesn't deal damage back. Can't counter, so boom. 1 card down, 1 damage from its 1 blood value on the corpse. That's a great start. And then, yeah, as my side action here, let me meditate. Let's see. So I'm looking at my cards. I'm gonna need that. Nature die to be at least its class face, and I'm probably gonna want a couple, at least 1 or 2 divine dice to place on units for their attack buff. So why don't I meditate? The other advantage with Xander, specifically of meditating, is it gets allies into my graveyard that I might want to just pick up in my hand and play. So I've been meditating pretty aggressively with him. I don't need a lot here, but I'm going to meditate for 3, I think. So let me mill 3 cards from my own deck. There's a Hand of Spear there that I could dig out if I want to play another one this round. And I'm going to set a Divine Die, 2 Divine Dice that is, to their lion faces, and then the Nature Die to its frog. Okay, Chimera is up. And that's an 11, which is going to raise a basic Rage Die 1 level, and it rolled a Rage icon, so that's moving quickly. You don't love that. I've been learning to play around the Corpse of Viros' ultimate a little bit. It AoEs all your stuff for 1. And that's a challenge for this deck, which has lots of 1 life allies and conjurations, like the Hand of Spear. So it's tricky to play around, but I'm doing my best. That said, it's a little ways off. Okay, then it's going to reveal. So, Dark Descent. It has 3 attack, 3 life, and Descend 1. When this unit is declared as an attacker, place 1 exhaustion token on the opposing target's leftmost unit. Opposing player's, rather, target leftmost unit. If that unit was already exhausted, discard it. That's, as I'm getting paranoid about whether I'm picking up audio okay. Alright, that looks good. That's not going to be good. That's going to take out my Hand of Spear if I don't do anything about it. So, I don't love that. But I'm not sure what to do about it. Luckily, it's not attacking now. It's back to my turn. So I think I am going to get my Hydra down. I do ideally want to get 3 damage on my Hydra, because then it can convert those damage to heads in the next round and get stronger. So this is a good target to attack. So I think I'll go ahead and play Summon Shining Hydra. It's an action spell, so this goes to my discard pile and summons the Shining Hydra Conjuration. It's 1 attack, 4 life with Regenerate Heads as a side action. Remove 1 wound token from this unit to attach a Shining Hydra Head Conjured Alteration spell to this unit, and those give it +1 attack, +1 recover, and Terrifying 1, which helps keep other units from guarding against it. So that's very good. I do need to spend those dice. That was a Divine, Nature, and a Basic. Okay. For my side action, I'm looking at my dice that are left, and I think I mostly want to spend them on the cards in hand. No, yeah, why don't I go ahead and... Yeah, I'll reincarnate that Hand of Spear, actually. I think the Hand of Spear with a Divine die on it makes it 3 attack. That would be a great way to take out the Dark Descent. So we'll see if we can pull this off. That's going to exhaust Xander, spending a Divine class die, and I can pull that Hand of Spear from my discard pile to my hand. And Chimera's turn. On an 8, target opposing player must lower 2 non-basic dice in their active pool 1 level. Annoying. Let's see. I think that's fine. I'm going to go 1 down to a basic and 1 down to a class. Okay, and then it's going to reveal Regenerate. This has 2 attack, 1 life, and when this is destroyed, you re-roll a basic rage die. And if a basic symbol is rolled, this respawns exhausted on the right side of the battlefield. So that's obnoxious. But okay, Dark Descent. How am I dealing with this? I think I might just well, let's keep the plan underway. I'm going to spend 2 dice for another Hand of Spear. And that's going to summon another Hand of Shield. The one problem is I would like to... I would like to be using this Royal Charm and getting a little more value out of these dice. Let's do that. Let's do that. I'm going to slow it back down. Not play the Hand of Spear just yet. I will play this Royal Charm. This says after you pay a cost using a Charm or Divine die on its power side, you may place that die on this spell if it has no dice on it. And then as a side action, you can choose a die on this, resolve its dice power without paying its cost. So I can basically spend a Divine die to do something like deploy a unit, put it here, and then use it again to buff a unit. Seems really good. But that was my main action for this turn. Do I have a side? I don't think so. So I will pass the turn back to the Chimera. I'm hoping that it doesn't roll a 3 to 4, which will cause it to attack, and it will leave that Dark Descent sitting there vulnerable. So let's see. It's a 1. That is going to simply reveal, and it is another Red Rains crystal. Yikes. Okay. It's revealing Stormcall. Oof. Okay, might have to pivot here. Stormcall is going to use it's the Stormcall aspect. It has an ability called Stormcall. At the start of the Chimera's turn, remove a status token from this unit to deal 1 damage to the opposing player's target Phoenixborn. That I don't care about. Xander has 20 health. I've never lost to. Well, I mean, I guess I've eventually on the games that I've lost, I've eventually lost to damage, but it's never been like because I got blitzed too fast, right? So I'm not worried about that one. But then, if that was the last status token on this unit, place 1 Red Rains token on the Chimera. That's the bigger problem. So, where I'm at, I don't know how I'm handling the Regenerate anymore. Stormcall, I think I need to take out ASAP. And then Dark Descent, I still have that Hand of Spear plan. So, why don't I play a Hand of Spear? I'm actually going to pay for it with a basic and a power Divine die, so that the power goes on the Royal Charm. That's going to give me this Hand of Shield. Xander can have 6 units on the battlefield, by the way, so lots of space. That was my... Oh, that was my main action shit. No, I wanted to kill the Stormcall. That's fine. You know, I want this down to... Ugh, it's so hard. Yeah, and then I'll go ahead and use my side action to just put that die onto the Shining Hydra. That does exhaust the Royal Charm, so that's only once per round usually. Okay, so then that can attack for 2 and take out the Stormcall next turn. For now, Chimera's turn. Stormcall is going to spend 1 of its tokens to deal 1 damage to Xander, and we are going to roll. It's a 12. Shit, we're just getting a full Red Rains token on the Chimera. Yikes. Okay. So, Stormcall I don't want to go off. Essentially, it's going to ult if the Stormcall gets to put another Red Rains token on the Chimera. So I need to attack now with the Shining Hydra. That's the plan. It has 2 attacks since it's buffed by the Divine Die. So, did I talk about Divine Dice? When you spend, the Divine Die power ability is to buff a unit by 1 attack and you put the die on it. It clears at the end of the round, so it's a 1 attack for the round. There are also, I have a lot of cards that interact with this as well. Okay. So the Shining Hydra is going to attack Stormcall. It comes down to, does the corpse guard it? 10 it does! Shit! That's terrible for me. Okay, so the Shining Hydra's 2 damage just goes through to the Chimera. And that means it's not taking damage in return. That was a real failure of my plan there. You hate to see it. Okay, all I have left is a side action. It's not gonna save me. Oh boy. Okay, Stormcall, at the start of the turn, is going to spend its last token to deal damage to Xander and put a red Reigns token on the Chimera. That's really bad. That's really bad. And then it rolls, so it might ult right now. Which at least would get some damage on my Shining Hydra, yeah? But hopefully it doesn't ult. It's gonna, yep, it's ulting. Okay. Damn, that's gonna take out this Hand of Spear before it got to attack. This is going really badly. Hopefully I can recover from this. I'm a little skeptical. Jeez, okay. Well, so a number of things happen. Its ultimate triggers. It's going to, it spends these dice to gain its 3rd red Reigns token. I don't even have to put it there because it immediately spends all 3 to trigger its ultimate. It would discard all cards on its battlefield that it doesn't own, so if I had to attach anything to it, this is the part that hurts. Deal 1 damage to all units and Phoenixborn at the Chimera's opponent's control. So that's 1 damage to Xander, but 1 damage kills the Hand of Spear and this Hand of Spear. And it's going to be 1 damage to each of my Hand of Shields and my Shining Hydra. The 1 damage my Shining Hydra is like the one silver lining here. I don't mind that at all. Alright, then on top of all that, it's revealing a new aspect. Lurk. Geez, this is the 4/1 that has concealed. It can't be attacked until it exhausts itself by attacking, basically. This is an awful start. Awful start. Okay. Whew. Let's see. I have 2 dice left. So I'm going to play this Terra Herder. It costs a divine die. It's a 1/1/1 and says call Terra Hatchling. When this unit comes into play, place a Terra Hatchling conjuration onto your battlefield. And the Terra Hatchling is a 0/1 with Shock 1. When this unit is declared as an attacker, if its current attack value is greater than its printed attack value, you may deal 1 damage to a target unit an opponent controls. So when this attacks, it can ping another thing as long as it's been buffed, which, hey, Divine Dice are a way to buff it. So I think I'm going to wait on buffing it just in case it, because if it dies somehow, I don't want to have wasted my final Divine Die. Actually, no, yeah, because I could always put it on the Terra Herder or something in that case. All right, passing the turn back to the corpse. The Dark Descent is going to attack. It's no longer rolling these dice. That's nice. Dark Descent is going to attack. So, wow, this is going terribly. Is it going to ult again at the end of round 1? I need to upgrade its behavior, by the way. Oh, did I forget? On 10 to 11, it also raised 1 basic rage die 1 level. Okay. I think I did forget that. Alright, so it attacks my Phoenixborn for 3. I think that's fine. We're just going to take the damage. But when it's declared as an attacker, it puts an exhaustion token on the leftmost unit. So it's also going to exhaust my Hand of Shield. It's not the end of the world. It's actually kind of nice that that was my leftmost unit, but it does mean that's not going to block for something else. Okay. And that's exhausted. Then it's my turn. So I'm going to gamble on taking out Regenerate before it gets to act, I think. And hope for the best here. So I will buff the Terra Hatchling with my side action and attack with it. So I'm going to attack the Regenerate, and I get to send 1 damage somewhere else. I think it's got to be the... I think it's got to be the Dark Descent. 1 damage on Stormcall is not that interesting if I'm not going to finish it off. And my hope for what this Terra Herder does is after Lurk exhausts to kill it, because she just has 1 attack. And that's kind of the last attack I will be able to make this round. So that's the dream. Okay, so Terra Hatchling attacks the Regenerate. Let's do it the other way around. Sorry. I'm going to send that 1 damage at the Regenerate, attack the Dark Descent so that it doesn't take damage in return, because Dark Descent is exhausted. That's the clear way to do it. Okay. So for Regenerate, this is destroyed. My understanding, let me know in the comments if this is wrong, but it doesn't say like it would be destroyed. It is destroyed, meaning I am putting a damage for its blood value on the Chimera, but now we're rolling a die to see if it respawns. It was a Red Rains token, or a Red Rains symbol, so good news, this does not respawn, but bad news is that it does count as one of its rage dice. So, alright, the Regenerate is gone. That's huge. That's an entire less Red Rains token it's going to get towards its next ultimate at the end of the round. So that's real big. And that was when this was declared as an attacker. So we're still resolving the attack. We're seeing whether the corpse guards for the Dark Descent against this 1 damage. It does not. So that is going to put 1 here. I think that's preferable. And it is the corpse's turn. Stormcall is going to attack the... Oh, let me exhaust this. It's going to attack the rightmost unit. Am I just letting it take out this hatchling? It's attacking the rightmost unit. My other options are to... Yeah, here's what I think I do. I think I guard with my Phoenixborn, taking this 1 damage. And then the Hand of Shield is up to block with the unit guard to guard the Lurk attack. Okay, so that's Stormcall. Back to my turn. I think this turn I just want to burn my main action so that next turn I can use it to attack a Lurk. I don't want to attack with the Terra Herder yet. So I'm going to play Summon Shining Stagmount. I don't have the dice to activate it, but it is a main action to get it on the table. And back to the Chimera. The Lurk is going to attack my leftmost unit. Oh, why would I block with the Hand of Shield when it could just take out the exhausted Hand of Shield? I think this is fine. I'll just let it. And hopefully that's fine. Now Shining Hydra is my leftmost unit now, which could matter in the future. But yeah, that's all good. The Lurk is exhausted, and now I can, with the Terra Herder, attack the Lurk. Let's just see whether the corpse guards it. It does not, which means with the 1 damage it does take out the Lurk. Thank goodness that's 1 less Red Rains token and 1 less thing I have to deal with next round. And that's it. I think it's back to me and I have to pass. This is going so badly. I am very curious whether I can come out of this one. Yeah, all that's left is the only thing that's not exhausted is the Hand of Shield, and that's it doesn't have an attack value. So, okay, I'm gonna go to the recovery phase. So, let's see, am I exhausting all my dice? I'm always, in solo games, it's so easy to lose track of what you have and haven't done that I always really diligently follow the steps of things like upkeep phases. So that's why I'm saying it out loud to myself. Units with recovery values recover. That's not going to apply to anything. I've exhausted my dice. I remove exhaustion tokens from everything that's exhausted. And I ready my Phoenixborn. I put a Red Rains token in for each aspect still standing. That's terrible. And then I'm going to replenish the aspects. We've got a 2 blood, a 1 blood, and a 2 blood. And refill status tokens. That's a step that I don't know if I've ever had to do. That I didn't kill the thing that has status tokens ticking down. Jeez. Okay, well, shit. Top of round, I'm gonna roll my dice. Let's see. Not a great roll at all. That's a lot of basic results. I'm gonna have to meditate on this. Okay. I'm gonna draw my new hand. I did use my whole hand, so it's just 5 straight new cards. And okay, I like what I see. I have 2 Fork Lightnings, which is a side action spell that does 1 damage each of 2 targets. That could just wipe both of these. But I guess there's not too much reason to think very hard about my hand when the Chimera goes first this round. So Stormcall is going to spend a token and deal a damage to Xander. I need to kill that on the first turn or it's going to do another Red Rains token. That's, like, not acceptable. Watch me just roll a 12 and do it anyway. No, it's a 1. Okay, but a rage die. We are revealing Constrict. It has Constrict 1. When this unit comes into play, the target opposing player must place an exhaustion token on a card they control. It's annoying, but I think it's just going to be the Hand of Shield. It's a pretty safe place to do that. And then this is Defender. Now I can't kill Stormcall? Can I literally not kill it anymore? Okay, I have a way to kill it. No, I don't. I was thinking I could combine the Terra Hatchling, like buff it, and use the Terra Herder, but I can't do that either. Oh, man. Okay. Alright, I'm going to play this out, but this is not going to go well at all. I am going to, as my side action... So it's about to... The corpse is about to ultimate. This time it's going to do 2 damage to all my stuff. The Shining Hydra can survive that, but nothing else can. So... And I have this... I think it's called Bravery. I have... it's Xander's new signature spell in my deck that prevents damage to a unit. None of them in hand, of course. Why would we want that? So... I think I want to just deal out as much damage with the units that I'm about to lose as I can, which is going to mean spending a Divine Die as my side action to buff the Terra Hatchling, and then attacking with it. I think that's the best thing I can do. It's not great, but yeah, I am going to attack the Constrict with the Terra Hatchling. Because it's a defender, the Corpse of Viros will not guard for it. So it is going to deal 1 damage to the Constrict and distribute 1 damage with its shock ability to something else. I'll put it on Dark Descent. And then the Constrict will deal 2 damage back to it and it's dead. Alright, that was side and main action, so it's Chimera's turn. Let's see what it does. That is a 9. Deal 1 damage to the opposing player's Phoenixborn. That damage is starting to add up. That's 9 out of 20. And reveal. Oh, wait. I'll keep that roll. But let me back up. And Stormcall was supposed to remove its last token. Deal 1 damage to my Phoenixborn. And because that's the last token, put a Red Rains on the corpse. The ultimate goes off. Okay, this time, it's a stage 2 ultimate. It's going to deal 2 damage to to my everything. So, I'm going to go from 9 to 11 on my Phoenixborn. Hydra goes up to 3. That's actually fine, because it can heal those up in the form of heads. Hand of Shield and Terra Herder are both dead. This is brutal. This is brutal. Now I have to resolve its roll. It rolled a basic die face, but oh, and by the way, we can clear out these tokens. A 9 now is to deal 1. Oh no! You're kidding me. Deal 1 damage to the opposing player's target leftmost unit. That's going to kill my Hydra? What should I could have played around that by using my side action last turn to regenerate it. And I don't have anything in hand that prevents... Oh. That's That's life. Okay. It deals 1 damage to my Hydra. Takes out. I have my other copy to summon it back in hand, but that was not how I expected that to go. All right. And then it's going to reveal, and it reveals Stormcall. Of course it does. What the hell? Man. Okay. It's my turn. That's the upside. For... God. For my main action, I guess I will summon Shining Hydra, and I'll get it right back out, but it's fresh. It's not going to grow any heads this round. That's going to cost me these 3 dice. And for my side action, I am going to Fork Lightning, spending this Divine Die, choose 2 target units and opponent controls, deal 1 damage to each targeted unit. I will kill the Dark Descent, that's 2 blood, and I will deal 1 to this Stormcall so that I can hopefully take it out by the time it would ultimate. Back to Chimera's turn. Stormcall spends a token to deal 1 damage to my Phoenixborn. It's 12 out of 20. And it's going to roll behavior. A 6, reveal and attack with the revealed aspect. It's a constrict. Oh, I have to place an exhaustion token on a card I control. I think at this point it's going to be the Royal Charm. And it attacks my rightmost unit for 2. That's okay. I'm gonna, that actually kind of works for me because now I can regenerate heads this round. I'm gonna not counter. We're gonna see how this works for me. So it's just gonna take those 2. And it's my turn. Okay, oh, and that's exhausted. All right. So I have to kill the Stormcall. Like, that's obvious. So I'll play another Fork Lightning, dealing a damage to the Stormcall. That is going to kill it, put a blood damage on the corpse, and I'll deal a damage to this Constrict. That's my side action. So I still haven't been able to heal my Hydra. For my main, I will... Oh. Jeez. I can't... I don't have a main action I can do. I can't... I don't have the dice for my Terra Herder. And I've got to do a main action. All right. Fine. I am going to pass my main action. What that means... Wait. I'm going to double check something. Normally, it's when you pass... It upgrades a rage die, but I do want to double check whether it does that only when there's cards face down. Where is the pass action? Well, there's 1 or more face down action cards. Aspect cards, rather. Sweet. Okay. It doesn't raise the rage dice. So I can pass. Stormcall will attack. That will be fine. Yeah. Okay. That will be fine-ish. Okay, so I'll pass. Stormcall attacks my rightmost unit. Since I haven't had a chance to upgrade the Hydra yet, I think I just want to... do I want to guard with my Phoenixborn is the question. I think I will guard with the Phoenixborn. And... that takes 1 damage. Okay. My turn. And the... Okay. I'm going to regenerate a head. So I get to heal a wound and put a Shining Hydra head attached to the Shining Hydra. This now gives it Terrifying 1, Attack +1, and Recover +1. And then I can just basically end the round for the corpse by attacking the Constrict here. So, Shining Hydra now has 2 attack. It'll deal 2 more damage to the Constrict. Let's upgrade some of these tokens so we can see how much health is on this better. There we go. 11 damage on the corpse. The Constrict is dead. Okay. It also dealt 2 damage back, which is fine. 3 damage on the Hydra. It's still alive. It'll recover 1. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. That was my side and main action. We're going to pass back to the Chimera. It's done, so it passes back to me. I am going to meditate for 1, 2... let's meditate for 2? 3. 2. I only see a reason... No. I know just what to do. I'm going to meditate for 4. Because this way, I can put all my dice up to their max face. And, oh, I was just thinking I could look for a Shining Paladin? Silver Paladin. In my discard pile and recur it with Xander, but I'm going to be a die short of doing that. But that's okay. I have plenty of cards. I didn't get any anyway. I got some of those braveries that would have been nice. Jeez. Okay. And then for my main, I will play a Terra Herder. That's going to get me a Terra Hatchling again. I'm just going to keep taking main actions, basically, until I don't feel like it anymore. So I am going to... I don't have a Silver Paladin in my discard pile. There's 2 in my deck. I did take 1 out because my deck was getting expensive. All right, so the plan will be to draw 1 next turn and play it to take out the Storm Call, because when here, I have a copy set aside here since I took it out of my deck. When a Silver Paladin comes into play, I can destroy target unit an opponent controls of attack value 1 or less. That'll just take out the Storm Call. So that's perfect. So I'm going to focus on the Constrict. So I will spend a die to summon a Shining Stagmount. This is a Mount Conjuration, which I think they all work this way. I have to put it... I have to remove an unexhausted ally I control from play, placing this onto the battlefield with that face down under it. I usually just do it like this, so that I can see what's there. This is a 2/2 with Armed. When this unit comes into play, you may choose a Divine Die in your exhausted pool, resolve its dice power without paying its cost. So I am going to put 1 from my set aside, or from my exhausted pool, onto the Terra Hatchling. And now I can take another main action, I guess, because... Oh, and this is exhausted. I have 2 dice left, nothing that I need to spend them on, really, so I will go ahead and also buff the Stagmount. And I will attack Constrict with the Stagmount. I still have to roll to see whether the corpse is going to block. An 8, it just doesn't. That'll deal 3 damage to Constrict. And then Terra Hatchling is going to attack the corpse to deal 1 damage to it, and use its Shock 1 ability to deal 1 damage to a unit. That'll deal 1 more to Constrict, defeating that. Okay. That's the round. We're going to clean up. Oh, no, okay. Never mind. I had 1 die left unspent. I could do Reincarnate with Xander to get a unit out of my discard pile, but I want to draw as many cards as possible, so I don't even want one. I want to draw a Paladin. So we are clearing the exhaust tokens. We are putting 1 Red Rains onto the Chimera, because Stormcall remains in play. We'll refill its row. I do get to recover this time. The Shining Hydra has 1 recover from its extra head. And let's clear these dice. I think that's all of that. Oh, I do have to refill status tokens on the Stormcall. Okay, rolling my dice. Okay, a little bit of everything. Still a lot of basics for my taste. I feel like my rolls have not been ideal. There we go. Okay. I'm going to... How many cards are in my deck? Plenty. All right, I'm going to discard this Intercession from my hand so that I can draw a full 5, looking for those Paladins. I'm going to go first this round. I have good news. I got a Silver Paladin, so I'm going to use my first turn to play it. It is an ally card. It's going to cost me a total of 4 dice. A Divine Power, Divine Class. Oh, and I'll put that Divine Power on the Royal Charm. And 2 basics. It's a 3/5 with 2 recover. With Smite 1, when this unit comes into play, you may destroy target unit an opponent controls with attack value of 1 or less. That's Stormcall. Thank God it's dead. Okay, Chimera's up to 15 damage. Getting that kill right off the bat makes me feel a lot better about clawing my way back into this game. The fact that when it's on phase 3 behavior, it can just deal a lot of damage straight to my Phoenixborn is scary. Wait, can it? Maybe not. Why did I think it does? I guess not. It's only on stage 2. It attacks my units. Huh, okay. It just spawns a lot of units. When it ultimates it, it puts more units on the battlefield. Okay. Anyway, it is its turn. Rolled a basic and a 4. Reveal attack with revealed aspect. Oops, with a 4. Okay. It's a lurk. Okay. So, this is going to attack my leftmost unit, which is my Hydra, which it would defeat. I really don't want that. So how am I going to handle this? Nothing has unit guard. My only other option... Oh wait, let me look at my hand. Things do have unit guard. Look at this. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Intercession, reaction spell. Costs me a Divine Power die. You may play the spell after an opponent declares an attacker that is targeting a unit you control. Choose another unit you control to gain the following abilities for the remainder of the turn. Unit guard and alert, meaning do not place exhaustion tokens on this unit as a result of its countering. So I'm going to have my Silver Paladin, who is fittingly pictured in the art, be targeted by intercession. It will guard against the lurk, and it does not exhaust for countering. So it will guard, it will counter. It's going to take 4 damage, but it has 5 health, so that went great. And it will defeat the lurk outright. That's 2 more damage on the Chimera. A little scary that it has 4 damage on it. I'd like it to stick around longer, but it does have recover too. So we'll see what we can do with that. That was huge. That was huge. Okay. My turn. There's no units to attack. It's a little early to attack the Chimera. So why don't I just get more firepower out, I think. I am going to play a Hand of Spear again. So that's going to cost me a basic and a divine die. We know what that does. It's a 2/1 with Quick Strike, and it puts a Hand of Shield out that can help block attacks that would be nasty. And that's my main. My side will be to heal, to recover the Shining Hydra, growing it another head. Now it's up to 3 attack, 2 recover. That's great. Okay, man. Lots of cards here. All right. That's my turn. All right, Chimera. It gets its 5th Rage die, so it has a 2nd Red Rains token, and a 6. Reveal attack with revealed aspect again. That's a regenerate. Okay, let's get these basic dice back. It's going to attack. It's a 2/1. I can just have that attack into probably my Terra Herder. That would kill it in return. I think that's fine. Oh wait, what am I saying? I don't get to choose what it attacks. I know how this game works. It's going to attack my Hand of Shield. That's also fine. That'll just defeat that. But that's what it's there for. Okay, my turn. Well, that regenerate is a nice, juicy target. I think I want to meditate for... Jeez, how many cards are in my deck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Okay. If I meditate for 3 here, I'll still have a full hand of cards for next round. I shouldn't fatigue myself. I'll just win next round. That's the plan. I'm gonna meditate for 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Setting these all to their incredible power faces. Okay. And there's a reason I wanted to do that. I'm gonna play... Oh wait, this is a side action. Never mind. Alright, I will not do that. I will make an attack, I guess. Why don't I attack Regenerate with Hand of Spear? Oof. No, I'll do it with a Terra Herder because this way it doesn't take damage back. Sorry, the Terra Herder. The Shining Stag Mount that has Terra Herder under it. Okay, let's attack with the Shining Stag Mount at the Regenerate. Let's see whether the corpse blocks. It does not. So the Regenerate takes lethal damage, but we roll a die to see what happens. It causes a little bit of rage, but it goes away. Okay. Chimera turn. 9. Deal 1 damage to the opposing player's target leftmost unit. That's fine. I guess. Yeah, it's going to recover a lot at the end of the round. Okay, then reveal. Dark Descent. We hate that one. Okay, when this is declared as an attacker, exhaust the leftmost unit or discard it if it was already exhausted. So we can pretty easily deal with that here as long as the corpse doesn't block. So as my side action, I'm going to play Radiant Light for a Power Divine die. When this spell comes into play, it's a ready spell, but it gets shuffled into my draw pile at the end of the round. And then it says when this comes into play, you may choose a Divine die in your exhausted pool, and resolve its dice power. And then for this round, Divine Dice also increase life value and recover value by 1. So this Hand of Spear is now a 3/2/2, which feels pretty good. And then I will have it attack the Dark Descent for 3 with Quick Strike, so it won't take damage in return, as long as the Chimera doesn't block it. It does not. Dark Descent is down. The blood makes 20 damage on the corpse. I'm feeling a lot better here. It's the Chimera's turn. Rage die, but a 4. It's going to reveal an attack with Revealed Aspect. It's a Storm Call again. That attacks to the right. Okay, the Hand of Spear survives this thanks to that Radiant Light. It's going to deal a damage. And then all that the Chimera is going to do on its turns now is tick down that Storm Call, but I don't want it to do that, so let me kill it, I think. I think I'll kill it. I'll attack it with my Silver Paladin, and the reason for that is Silver Paladin won't take damage in return, and it has the ability Exalt. After this destroys a unit an opponent controls during your turn, you may choose a Divine die in your exhausted pool and resolve its dice power without paying its cost. So I'll get another free Divine die. But I'm realizing I have this power die on nature, which I can do a damage to a unit. No, that's fine. I think I want the recover on the Paladin. Okay, so yeah, I am going to attack it with Silver Paladin. The only question is, does the corpse guard? It does not. So that's more than enough damage to kill the Storm Call, putting 1 blood damage on the corpse. We'll exhaust the Silver Paladin for its attack, and I get to do a free Divine die, which I'm going to put on the Silver Paladin because right now that is increasing its recover, which feels great. My side action for this turn is going to be to recover the Shining Hydra, grow its 3rd head. Boom. 3-headed Hydra. 4-headed Hydra, I guess. It's grown 3 additional heads. I assume it started with a head. I haven't run the numbers on that. Okay. I can do a lot of damage to the Chimera here, I think. Ain't a lot. I can do some damage. So I'm just taking unlimited turns here. I will go ahead and, as a side action, put a Divine die on the Terra Hatchling so that it can attack the corpse for 1. Shining Hydra has 4 now. I wish that I had an extra... Oh, I do have an extra Divine die to put on the Shining Hydra thanks to the Royal Charm. And now it's going to attack for 5. 27 out of 35 on the corpse. I can hopefully, if it doesn't like reveal a defender, I can hopefully just kill it at the start of next round. And let's see, so that exhausted the hatchling and the Hydra. Okay, yeah, the only other thing I could do is the natural magic die dealing damage to a unit. That's the other reason I'm happy to have it here, is that's been really handy, and maybe it's a misplay that I didn't find a way to use it this round, but I didn't find a way to use it this round. Okay, that's a fresh round. So, recovering wounds. The Shining Hydra is going to recover. The Silver Paladin is going to recover a total of 3 because it has +1 from the Radiant Light, and the Hand of Sphere is going to recover. So that's a lot of wounds recovered. If only Xander recovered. I'm going to clear these dice, remove exhaustions. Let's refill the corpse's row. Flip the start player to it. And then I can, I guess I'll keep the nature die on its power side. Roll the rest. Whoop, that one went out of the tower. There we go. Geez, no power divine dice. And I do not have a lot of cards to meditate with, so that's a terrible roll. But I don't think it should matter. The top of a round, I'm gonna just draw 4 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, another Silver Paladin finally. Fork Lightning. Yeah, this should help me deal with anything that might come up when the Chimera goes first here. Red Rains icon, and 6, reveal attack with a revealed aspect. It's a glare, so I cannot play action or reaction spells while this is out. And it attacks my Phoenixborn. I can block it with... I'll just block it with the Shining Stagmount and counter, so that'll kill it. Dealing 1 damage to the corpse for its blood value, returning this Terra Herder to my hand, which might come in handy for meditation. And then it's my turn. So the corpse has 28 out of 35. 7 more damage needed. How much can I send at it here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I will just do 1 big attack. It does not have any face-up aspects it can defend with. I've done it! That started so bad that I almost turned off the video. I almost was just like, I don't want to publish a video of me losing in round 2. I can't believe I clawed back from that. I'm really glad I played it out because that was super fun. Wow. As you can probably tell, still a little bit of an Ashes newbie. I've been jamming some games this week, but I'm not super experienced, so I'd love any comments about any mistakes, hopefully minimal, and also any tips if you saw some plays that I missed that maybe even would have helped. Like, I'm very curious whether you think that terrible situation at the start of the game was self-inflicted or not. Did I miss some opportunities to kill another aspect and have the ult not go off? Or to get those storm calls off the table more effectively so that they didn't cause... I think between 2 storm calls, they caused 3 red rains tokens. Like, that was my downfall. My near downfall. Wow, well, that was a really fun game. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. If you haven't yet, in addition to that comment prompt that I'm a good YouTuber and dropped already, if you'd hit the like and subscribe buttons, really appreciate it. And I will definitely have more Ashes Reborn content on the channel. And then I'm recording this mid-August. I think I saw a Kickstarter or GameFound. Anyway, the new Ashes core set with the Dragonborn co-op solo mode is only a couple months away. I think they were saying October-ish it would be shipping out, like fulfilling by November. That's super soon, so I'm actually kind of hoping to get through all the Red Rains content by then. That's a big maybe. But so that I can dive right into the new stuff with all of this experience under my belt when it comes. I'm super excited. Hope you are too. Till next time, be optimal.